Chat is being so weird. Like every time it logs on now, it's like the whole screen like turns black. It like freaks me out. Like Anyway, hello, sorry. While I get myself together, hello, welcome to live chat. If you've never met me before, my name is Jen. Welcome to our community chat. I'm really interested this week. I want to focus on the people that are here live and your opinions on today's topics from What's Up in Makeup, because I was going through the way that I do my process for What's Up in Makeup is I have a list of different makeup news sources that I use, and I click on one and then I click on the interesting articles that I find there. And then I close out that website and I go to the next website, and I open up any interesting articles. I probably had 30 tabs open. It reminded me when I was teaching, kids would open up like 100 tabs and it was like child. But my point is there was just so much happening that I actually ended up trimming out about 6 stories because a lot happened this week, and that is not normal. That is not normal. And a lot of things where there may be two very valid opinions on the topic. And that's why I cannot wait to discuss it with the community here in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap and also weigh in on controversial issues. So I really want the people that are here live to be the stars of chat. So I really want the people that are here live to be the stars of chat today and kind of hear what you have to say about these topics. For example, Bobbi Brown of Jones Road Cosmetics. She used to be a part of Bobbi Brown Cosmetics, but left that brand and now owns Jones Road. She kind of clapped back at an influencer on TikTok who used her foundation incorrectly. So the question there is there a polite way to clap back at someone that is doing something like that person did? And did Bobbi Brown do it? Is that professional? Is that something that she should have done? The second one is as far as Trend Mood on Instagram. She posted before Bite Beauty was able to announce that they were closing. Trend Mood announced that they were closing. How do we feel about an Instagram account posting things before a brand even announces it for themselves? The next one I have on here is about the influencers going to Hawaii with Benefit. That one I think is going to be a really sticky one that I can't wait to hear what you have to say, because the natives in Hawaii and the people that are living in Hawaii have asked people not to come because there's just too much tourism right now. And then if we get to it, about Tatcha's CEO, her name is Victoria Tsai, and her stepping down. Should she have stepped down as CEO based on the story? And we'll get into that if we have time, because I feel like the other ones are juicier and we may not get to that one. So before we get started chatting, I want to say quickly hello to the people that are here live. So you know, if you're watching this on the replay, who you'll be talking to, the people that will be having the majority of the opinions here. So Teresa, one of our moderators, hello. I also noticed that Flory is here. Hello. If Steph and Audra are here, hello to you too. Thank you to the moderator team for being here. John is not here. He is at one of my oldest Phoenix volleyball game right now. So I messed up the schedule again. But Phoenix is okay. I'm going to go to their play later and it'll be fine. But anyway, so the point is John's not here. So I appreciate you all being here. And I know that you're here, and it makes me feel good to know we have such a core, amazing moderator team. So thank you so much to you all for being here. I appreciate you. Andrea, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Hi, Alice. So happy to have you here. I'm happy that you were able to make it. Hi, Tracy. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for being here. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you from Thriving and Beyond. Hope you are taking care of yourself as well. Good morning, Casey. Happy What's Up in Makeup Day. Good morning to Kaylee and Lana and Monica and Olivia. Good morning. Good morning. Monica says she's recovering from surgery on her hand and it has a cast for 2 more weeks. They removed a bone. Oh my gosh, Monica. Is your arm like spaghetti because they removed your bone? Just kidding. I'm sure that they didn't remove all your bones. That would be awful. But still, I can't believe they removed a bone. I can't imagine how painful that is. Hopefully you're feeling okay. Hopefully you feel better soon. Diana, good morning to you. So good to see you. Hello, Olivia. Thank you for being so kind to Monica. She is such a sweetheart. She's been part of the community for a very, very long time. And Kimberly and Bamachek and anybody else that I did not say good morning to, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. And I just noticed we have a new member of the Collective Brain Elite. Heather, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Bobby Brown. Okay, so I feel like back a couple of years ago that Bobby Brown would have gotten more flack for clapping back against Meredith. If you haven't seen this, it was in my Friday video. It was also in What's Up in Makeup Today, both clips. So Meredith Duxbury, I think is how you pronounce it. She's extremely popular on TikTok. She took Bobby Brown's new foundation and she just scooped it out with her hands. She slathered it all over her face and tried to blend it, and it didn't work, and was like, this is going to be a no for me. And it's important to note that that's the way that she always does her foundation, is she takes a lot and then she slaps it on, and it usually looks pretty good. So Bobby Brown, she ended up coming out with her own TikTok where she kind of imitated what Meredith had done, and she scooped out her own foundation. She's like, I like learning new makeup techniques. And then she kind of giggles as she slathers it on her face. She's like, I don't think it's working. And that's kind of the end of it. And I could see a few years ago people saying that Bobby Brown shouldn't have done that it was unprofessional, that she should have just let it go, or that she should have just put up tutorials. But I don't see anybody saying that now. And I think that that's a sign of our changing culture of not canceling people on the very smallest things. I feel like for a while we were really going down this road of the smallest thing that anybody did, it was like, they're done, like no forgiveness, like super brutal. But I feel like I haven't seen anybody have that opinion about Bobby Brown. And I would love to know your opinion. I mean, I will just say, I'm not going to say my opinion on all of them because I feel like I really want to hear from the community today. But this one, I feel like, as a brand owner, to see someone with such a large following use your product incorrectly and then say you don't like it, it's got to just be so incredibly frustrating for Bobby Brown and her team. Like, are you kidding me right now? But I think most people who watch Meredith's video knew that that was not the correct way to apply. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, maybe people did take it seriously. I don't know. So let me see what you all are saying here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit to when I started talking. Let's see. Liberty Chic says, I think it was hilarious and nicely done as far as the Bobby Brown video. Elizabeth says, the way she clapped back was so funny, though, and she didn't name names. That's true. And I think that's a really good point, Elizabeth. If she didn't say, well, Meredith Duxbury said blah, 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 or play like the clip and stitch it where she showed I think that you're absolutely right. I think it was kind of tactful of her to not call her out by name. And she didn't look mad in the video. Bobby Brown didn't look mad. She looked like she was kind of taking it all in stride. And I think that makes a big difference. Steph says, oh, not that lady. Cosmic Slice says, who applies foundation like that, though? I think that's part of why she has become so popular, Meredith. Number one, she's beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. And she has this way of making a ridiculous amount of foundation look really good. So I don't know. Ange says, I thought Bobby clapped back gracefully. I think so too. Jenny says, yes, I think Bobby Brown did it right, lighthearted, and I don't think she called out the TikToker by name from what I remember. And I think both of you make a really good point on that. Leslie says, the video almost makes me sick to my stomach. I had a visceral reaction to it, triggered my gag reflex because it was so much. It was so much. Way back in the day, there was a comedian named Andy Milonakis that I actually met at an event before he became famous, but he was one of the first people this is like old school YouTube. Before YouTube existed, Andy was uploading comedy sketches to his blog. And there was one that he did called Chunky Peanut Butter Boy. And it was so funny, where he was basically saying that he was this boy who had chunky peanut butter butter as part of his face, and how nobody would talk to him, that people just wanted to lick him, and nobody would be friends with him because he had chunky peanut butter as part of his face. And that's kind of what this reminded me of immediately when I saw Meredith's video, was like spreading chunky peanut butter. Well, it was like smooth peanut butter all over your face. But I can see like the gag reflexing. I know that's kind of off topic, but I can totally see that happening, because it was just obnoxious how much she scooped out. Turtle Dove ASMR says, I really feel like Bobby's response was the best way she could handle it without just ignoring it. It was hilarious. And I think that in a way, as a brand owner, when something like that gets so much publicity, it's kind of important to say what's real, to say what's right, and kind of be like, look, this is not the way to do it. This is not the product that does that. And I think that people wouldn't have been so irritated with Meredith's video if she hadn't specifically given it a negative review due to putting on that much. But the thing is with TikTok, you only have so much time to say things, but she could have been like, well, maybe this isn't the foundation to put on like this. This does not work the way that I like to put on foundation. So it's going to be a no, or something like that. I don't know. But hindsight's 2020, right? Yeah, I know, right? Emily says that girl must spend thousands a year on foundation. I would imagine, because like she really does use a lot of foundation, but hopefully she's probably making, TikTok does not pay very well, but because she gets so many views, she might be able to use that money toward buying more foundation. Maybe, possibly. Oh, so we have someone on the other side. Pink Pixie said, I personally didn't like the clapback. She could have done better, in my opinion. I would love to know what you think she could have done better, because no one else is saying that. Like Stephanie's saying, I would have done that too. Inga says that girl was so bad, like WTF was that? Yeah, that's what she does. That's what she does. So, it skipped all the way down. Roya says, whenever I see Meredith's clips, I think what a waste of a good foundation, but she's doing it for a good show. Yeah, and that's how she got her following. I think that people that have a unique way of doing anything, they sometimes get fame because of that. And I think that's one of the reasons why she stands out and why she has so many followers. And she's really pretty, and she's good at TikTok. Mary says, I just thought it was a parody. Applying foundation like that is silly. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people are taking it that way, as it's kind of like a parody. Star Raven says, if there's going to be a peanut butter foundation challenge on TikTok, I can really see breaking out. Oh, that's too funny. Marquita says that girl must go through a ton of foundation, like a bottle a week. I would imagine. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you, Ange, for joining the Collective Brain Elite. I appreciate you. The Mad Squishy. At the end of What's Up in Makeup today, your comment is there. You're one of the most popular comments on my last video. The Mad Squishy says, I hate that people are misunderstanding this product so much. It's truly meant for mature women with drier, aging skin, and it's gorgeous for that purpose. Truly, absolutely. I agree. I think that's really, the target market for it. But I do think that if there is a specific market for a product, it's the brand's responsibility to clearly communicate that. And I think that brands hesitate to do that because they want people to buy the foundation. And if people are unsure if something's going to work for them because they don't fit that description, they'll lose sales. So I can see why the brand would hesitate to advertise that widely. But at the same time, it's important for people to know what they're buying before they buy it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is about trend mood. And I've had this conversation quite a few times with people in the beauty space, but I'm not sure if we've talked about it in live chat before. So trend mood, if you don't know, her name is Sophie. She is the premier source for beauty and makeup news on Instagram. She has a connection with people behind the scenes. She has a connection with brands that I don't think anybody else has. And because of that, because she has so many connections, she's able to get information before anyone else knows about it. She has to be really careful because brands can say she can break embargo, is what they call it. So when a product is under embargo, it's not supposed to be leaked. And she has leaked things in the past that were under embargo and gotten criticism for that. But it doesn't seem, at least publicly, that Bite Beauty is saying anything publicly about Trend Mood, saying that their brand was closing before the brand had an opportunity to announce it. The way that I felt about this is that I said I wasn't giving my opinion, but it's really hard not to. So I think the way that I feel about it is that I feel like, especially with a product launch, it's kind of disrespectful to say something before the brand has the opportunity. But at the same time, there's a reason why Trend Mood is Trend Mood. And the reason why Trend Mood is Trend Mood is because Trend Mood knows things. And Trend Mood gets pictures and information before anyone else and puts it out. And people know that. And that's why Trend Mood is so big. So it has done her well to leak things and to put things out before the brand is ready. It has grown her platform. So from a business perspective, for her, it's an extremely smart move to announce things before a brand can. But morally, it may be another story. But I would love to know your thoughts on all of this, on what you think. Thank you, the Mad Squishy. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, let me go up to see where people are starting to talk about Trend Mood. La 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 la. Tammy said Trend Mood is fun. LOL. Liberty Chic says, if they find out before brand releases, I think it's fine. Spill the tea. Okay. Chris says Trend Mood breaks embargo on a lot of things and it's wrong. So completely opposite opinions. And I think both opinions are valid because it's all about your perspective, whether you are all about the business perspective of, hey, like it's going to grow my platform and, I'm looking out for me and the people and, but you would think that brands wouldn't like tell her stuff. You would think that like knowing that she does this, that brands wouldn't love her so much, but I don't know. Maybe because she gets them so much money. Because if you ever notice, a lot of her posts have affiliate links in them. So like she's sending over a lot of sales as well. So it's like a double-edged sword with her. She's getting them sales, but at the same time, she could leak their secrets. So, trade-off, I guess. Melissa says, I think way to go, Trend Mood. She's great at her job. She is. She's fantastic at it. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Steph says, respect the brands that made your account what it is. Without the brands, you've got nothing to post. 100%. 100%. And I think the same thing, but I don't think that like business-wise, it's the smartest move. I mean, she is who she is because of what she does. I don't know. Yeah, Gretchen says, I wonder how she finds out about all this stuff. I think she knows a lot of people. I do. I think she knows a lot of people behind the scenes at brands. And the thing about the beauty space that you may not know is that people pop brands a lot, meaning that they work for one brand for 6 months to a year, and then they go to a different brand, work there for 6 months to a year, then work at a different brand. I can't tell you how many times I've lost my contacts at brands where I have, been in contact with somebody at a company, and then I email them 3 months later and it bounces back and says, I'm no longer with this company. Please reach out to, and it'll give a new email. Or it happens so often where people go from company to company. So I have a feeling Trend Mood knows a lot of those people that are working behind the scenes, popping from brand to brand to brand and working for different brands. That's what I think anyway. So there are some brands you cannot mess with in that way. There are brands you cannot mess with that way. And I'll tell you, ABH is one of them. You cannot mess with ABH in that way. They will come after you. They will come after you legally if you say anything about their stuff. But I don't know of other brands. That's the big one that I know. I know that they will. They're kind of Bay Beach Beauty says Trend Moon is known for product leaks, and I think she should stick to that subject. Give the brand and its employees the chance to mourn the loss and do the announcement their way. Yeah, and that's another perspective. Is that the brand needs to have their ability to make their announcements their own way. But someone told Sophie. Sophie told the world. Yeah, Leslie says, I would not be able to live that way. Sorry. Yeah. Nicole says, highly unprofessional if a company is listed in the stock market and announced like this can affect the command's stocks trading. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Like the whole insider trading thing. Like, I think this is a version of kind of, on a completely different plane of like insider trading kind of situation. Like there's always people that are talking behind the scenes, and a lot of the brand owners know each other too. They all communicate with each other. I've talked to brand owners about how they know all the other brand owners, and a lot of them are very friendly with each other. I mean, they're in competition, but they're still very friendly with each other overall, a lot of them. Yeah. ALTV says, I always wonder who Trend Mood sources are. She said Charlotte Tilbury was coming to Ulta, and I'm still waiting. Charlotte Tilbury not coming to Ulta? I don't know. I lose track, man. There's so many things. I don't know why I thought that they did launch at Ulta. Maybe I don't know. But she also talked about the alleged Mariah Carey makeup line, which was not a thing. That was not a thing. That was a fake thing. That was not real. And she put up a post about it. So she's not always right, but who is? Who's always right? Nobody. McKay Carradine says, especially since Byte hasn't said anything for so long after Sophie's announcement, I think she was out of line. Byte may bite back harder soon. They might. They did announce on their Instagram this past week that they are closing, but Sophie announced it about a week before. Cosmic Slice says, media always tries to get the scoop. It's fair game in every other area. I mean, that's a good point. That's good. I mean, you think like TMZ. TMZ is TMZ for a reason. Is she our TMZ in the beauty space? No, not really. I would say Estee Laundry is our TMZ. And how would we describe Trend Mood? I wouldn't say TMZ because she didn't do like gossipy stuff. I don't know. People Magazine. This is an interesting point, Holly. Holly says, don't you think companies leak products for the hype? Possibly. Possibly. But who knows? Who knows? I know that that's a rumor that a lot of people believe in. Beatrice says, I don't know. I think the brand knew about it beforehand. Maybe people will be more likely to buy the sale. Maybe that's kind of on the same thing of what Holly was saying, is that maybe they leaked it to her on purpose to start getting the word out before they officially announced it. Maybe. Yeah. See, Rose says the same thing. Hi, Rose. Rose says, I think brands count on her leaking info. Maybe. Maybe. All right. You all ready to move on? Okay, so we're 2 topics in. I know we're only 24 minutes in, 23 and a half minutes in, but let's take a little break and talk about what's on my face before we move on to the next one. So my base today, Kosas Foundation. I am really loving this. This is the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. They did send this over. I got this through an affiliate program that I'm in. I'm not directly linked with Kosas, but they did send this one product over, and I'm really enjoying it. This is in what shade? I don't know. It doesn't say on here. Why does it not say the shade? A12 maybe? I don't know. And there's an expiration date on the back, which is cool. July 2023. That's kind of neat. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I also use the Item Beauty Concealer, which I'm still loving. Let me see if it's creasing. Nope. I really think in Friday's video, the reason why this crease is because I was dumb and put powder on before I put my concealer on. This is a fantastic concealer. I don't even know much about Addison Rae, but this concealer is wonderful. Okay, I want to tell you about let me tell you about my eyes. This is just, I've had this. So that was Item Beauty's purchased. This is purchased. This is the Ouija palette by Hip Dot. I used this shade. let's see, this shade, I set up my look with this shade and this shade. And then I put this one on my outer corner and this one on my inner corner. And then lower lash line, I use the black and the white just a little bit. I kind of blended the white into the black to kind of get a gray in the middle there. This is a fantastic palette. Hypdot has a wonderful formula. Like, they don't know who I am, but it's a wonderful formula. I've bought all my Hypdot palettes. They're fantastic. For like a less expensive, well, I don't know if they're less expensive. They're less expensive than Glamlight. They remind me a lot of the Glamlight formula. Just very easy to use, really fun shades, really fun packaging. Yeah, really nice. Now this product, let me tell you about this. So I bought this a while ago and I lost it. It got lost in my mess. And I couldn't find it. And I found it this morning. I was like, yay! This is the Makeup by Mario. This is in the shade Mocha Glow. This is the like new lip balmy thing that he came out with, like, I don't know, about a month ago or so. I finally used it for the first time. And honestly, I don't know if I like it. You know how much I love Makeup by Mario. I love him so much. I love most of his products. This is probably from first impression using it today. Okay, so one thing is that it clicks up. Let me see if you can hear it. But it doesn't click back down. You can't roll it back down. So it clicks up really, really slowly. Can you see the shine on that? It is gushy almost to go on the lips. It is a little too soft, in my opinion. The pigmentation's really pretty, but it's a little bit too soft. It feels really messy when you first put it on. Now it feels comfortable. It does have a cooling feeling that I can still feel, but it's not super intense. I'm going to play with this more, but I don't think I'm going to buy more of these. I don't know. I don't think I like the formula. I think it's a little too soft, in my opinion. It's just, I mean, the pigmentation is really pretty, but it's not sticky at all. It's just, well, maybe a little bit. I can feel it a little on my hands, but I can't feel it on my lips. But it's fine. I need to wipe this off because now my hands are all sticky. But I didn't feel sticky on my lips, I guess, because it, you know, moves around or whatever. All right. So I think, speaking of sticky, I think this is the stickiest one that I'm going to try not to give my opinion as much, because I feel like in a live chat, like, I haven't thought enough about this in order to give like an accurate, full opinion. And I really want to know what you all have to say about this. So I'm going to try really hard to withhold my opinion. Should influencers have turned down the brand trip to Hawaii? Okay, so if you don't know the story, Benefit had a brand trip. And they used to do brand trips all the time pre-pandemic. And it was to Hawaii. And the Hawaiian residents are saying, don't come to Hawaii. Like, there's petitions started and stuff. They said it's too overcrowded. We need to slow down the tourism. It's out of control. Like, you can come, just don't come right now. Let us get things back to normal, and then we will, you can come back or whatever. Some people are saying that. Some people are just trying to say there's just too many tourists. Like, let us live in our house, our home in peace. So Benefit planned this brand trip to Hawaii with a bunch of influencers. And there was a lot of backlash because of that, because the Hawaiian people were saying, don't come. And they went anyway, not specifically to Benefit, but just in general in the media, it's pretty out there. So one of the things that I saw in my comment section that I have not verified, but a few people have said that the influencers and Benefit went to a private island in Hawaii, not to one of the main islands. So it doesn't matter. I don't know that. But I do think that adds another level of complexity to it, and maybe takes some of the backlash down for some people. But I really want to know what you all think, as far as if your job right now, let's just say your job right now said to you, you've done such a wonderful job. I am going to gift you a trip to Hawaii for 2 weeks from now. You just go, have fun, all expenses paid. We're going to pay for your flight. We're going to pay for your hotel. We're going to pay for your food. There's going to be parties. Like, just go and have a great time. Would you go? That's what I would like to know. Or would you respect the Hawaiian people and not go? I don't know what you all will say. So let's see what you all will say. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, I'm trying to find people talking about this topic. Okay, we still see a lot of people talking about trend mood. Yeah, Amy says the Hawaiian natives have been asking people to stop traveling there for years. No one listens. Jamie says, yes, 1,000%. There's no need to go there and every reason to stay away. Samantha says, yes, they should have respected the people who reside there. Go to Florida or somewhere else. Jen says they could have easily gone somewhere else. Listen to the people, be respectful, and that was the opinion that I was very strongly presenting in What's Up in Makeup today. Lisa says no, they shouldn't have gone. Steph says Michaela Noguera backed out of the Hawaii trip. And there is a very popular comment under What's Up in Makeup today that says that she should not get praise for backing out because if she hadn't gotten backlash, she still would have gone. And that says something about her character. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. This is a different perspective. Shelly says, imagine saying California is too crowded, don't come. It is what it is, in my opinion. Elizabeth says, I'd have a hard time turning down a free trip to Hawaii. I know people went after Michaela and she ended up staying in LA. Lisa says, it's easy for those invited to say no because of the tourists, but it's a different story when people are. It was a private island. I'd be hopping on the plane. Leslie says, if Benefit knew ahead of time Hawaii was living under stress and duress, as a company, in my opinion, they should have chosen a different location. Respect for others and others' needs. I love hearing what you all are saying. I think they have, Dolphins Girl. I think that they have. I read an article that said that they have asked airlines to slow down the number of flights going into Hawaii, but that the airlines are not listening. Jamie says, private island, stolen land with none of its indigenous inhabitants still permitted to reside there, not better. Steph says, no, I hate brand trips. They're annoying. Al TV says, why would you want to go if it's overcrowded? I hate too many people being a tourist. I remember when we went to, my family and I, we did our big road trip. We went to Banff and Jasper in Canada, and it was incredible. It was so incredible. We went to Banff, and it was very, very crowded. So many people. You had to wait. This was pre-pandemic. You had to wait in line to see the waterfalls. Like you go on this big, huge hike, and then there was a waterfall, and there was like a line of people waiting to go up and take a picture next to the waterfall. It was a lot. But then when we drove to Jasper, it was more calm, a lot more calm because it's like further out from the States and all of that. It's further north. And I have to agree, it was much better to have less people. I'm not a big fan of huge amounts of people. Sorojan says, sounds like a lose-lose for Michaela. Karma says, I watched Laura Lee's video where they went to Hawaii. At first, I thought it was really cool, but I watched What's My Makeup, and now I'm like, why go if that's a problem? I do think that they could have easily just gone somewhere else. I mean, there's so many places that are welcoming tourists right now. It's like, especially tropical places. There's so many places that they could have gone. Amara says, what if Michaela didn't know about the problem before the backlash? The Gooden family says, people will have to refuse to buy Benefit's new product or nothing will change. Tammy's Passion says, I have heard that Hawaii people do not even claim to be part of the USA, so I would go anyway since I have never been there. Maybe it might be my comprehension. That one's confusing to me, but maybe it's just my comprehension. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night. I was having significant computer issues. I said inappropriate things on Twitter while I was in the middle of dealing with it at 1 o'clock in the morning. So maybe it's just my comprehension. ASMR Bookstore says, oh, it's your comment that's getting all the likes about Michaela. California residents were forced to become a part of the United States against their will and have not been oppressed by big business the way Hawaiians have, and there is no comparison there. Oh, yes. Okay, gotcha. Okay, see, that was definitely my comprehension and not your writing. California residents weren't forced to become a part of the United States against their will and have not been oppressed by big business the way Hawaiians have, and there's no comparison there. Gotcha. Thank you. I just had to read it twice. Darky's Makeup and Science says, I heard that during the pandemic, the Hawaiian economy was wanting to open up because they need the tourist income. Maybe both voices are happening at the same time. And I'm curious about that. Whether there are people like businesses that do want the tourism and then people that don't want the tourism. And it's like, how do you choose who to support? You know? I would err to say supporting the natives and the vast, the majority opinion as far as the native peoples of Hawaii. But I like, this is such a complex topic, and that's why I wanted to bring it up and why I'm not like commenting on a lot of things, because it's such a complex topic and I really need to think more before I comment on a lot of the things that you all are saying, just to make sure that I'm saying what I mean. Because sometimes I say things impulsively and I think later and it's like, wait, that came out all wrong, especially in a live stream. Agnes says, you can look up how Hawaii became part of the US. It was really political manipulation instead of people wanting to be part of it. Thank you for that. Lauren says, why would Native Hawaiians claim to be part of the USA if they were forced by colonization? Bad take. I don't think Native... I think they kind of have to be claimed to be part of the USA because that's legally what they are. Maybe I feel like maybe I'm misunderstanding things. Another interesting point, Ashley says, I get the stolen line of discussion. However, technically, isn't all of the US stolen and therefore very similar? I don't want to start arguments, but I do feel like this is one of those very, it's just such a sticky topic. Star Raven says they should plan a trip to Vegas instead. It's so fun here. I found, okay, let me tell you this. So I found on TikTok, there was a place. If you've been to this, you have to tell me, Star Raven, you have to tell me. So there's a place in Vegas where you go in and then there's like all these like hidden doors and stuff. So you go in and there's like a fake grocery store where everything is like fake food everywhere, and there's like this like plush stuff or whatever, I think, and then you like go through a little door that like leads you to like a big room, and like it's like this big discovery thing, and they have like escape room theme there where you can do like an escape room through like all these secret passageways, and like it just sounds really cool. I want to go there so bad. There's a lot of cool stuff to do in Vegas. Yeah, Steph says Vegas is too fun. I don't even gamble. The last time I played the slot machines in Vegas, I lost like $50 because I was trying to get these pigs to dance. It's embarrassing because I got him to dance once and I won like $15. And then I wanted to show my husband the pigs dancing because it was really cute. And then I lost all my money. I kept telling him, wait, I'll do it one more time and the pigs will dance. And then I lost all my money. So, but anyway, I feel like people are going to really start arguing. Madeline says, I'm a little confused why the acquisition of Hawaii is being brought up. This could happen anywhere. It's not contained to the US. And I think I'm going to leave it there because I really wanted to focus on like influencers making the choice to go there. And I really don't want people to like get really mad at each other. But I think that we can all learn from the different perspectives. The internet just isn't a friendly place to have conversations sometimes, and it can get really heated. And I just don't want I don't want people to get ruin their day. by having a conversation. But I do think that it's something that I'm going to be looking into more. I'm going to be researching more and learning more about the history of Hawaii, because I'll admit I don't know a ton about it. I know very, very surface information, and I definitely want to learn more about it. I've never been to Hawaii. My brother went there for his honeymoon, for his first marriage. This is way, way moons ago, but like I don't even know it, because Hawaii is on the whole other side of the country for me. So the flight to Hawaii is just, but yeah, I've never been there. So I don't know much about. Oh, apparently Bailey Sarian has a video about Hawaii. That's good to know. All right, yes. Okay. So Brenda Lee said the place is called Omega Mart. Food Theory did a video not long ago. Good to know. Oh no, this one. Oh wait, but that's not, wait, hold on. Where did it go? Becky says it's an entertainment complex called Area 15. That's what it sounds like. I think that's correct. All right, so let's move on to the next topic, which is Natasha Denona. Okay, Natasha Denona. This is one I feel like is a little less sticky and something I have a little more knowledge about, and I can give more opinion. So Natasha Denona got in some hot water, and the reason why is it's all in What's Up in Makeup, but I'll give you the summary. She's releasing it's like a primer skincare hybrid thing, and it's called Hygen Skin Glass, and it's I don't know, it's like a hybrid skincare primer thing, and there is already a company called North Face Skin Glass, and the owner of North Face Skin Glass, her name is Noor, and she is very upset with Natasha Denona using Skin Glass as part of her branding. North Face uses the Skin Glass as their primary branding on their product, where Natasha Denona seems to be using it as a secondary branding, in that it's called Hygen Skin Glass, where hers, the North Face, is really small and Skin Glass is really big. So my question to you is, well, let me just say real quick. So Noor was very upset about Natasha Denona in that she built her brand from the ground up. She's worked really hard, and now she feels like Natasha Denona is just completely disregarding that her brand existed first and using that branding just without any consideration for the fact that her brand already exists. Natasha Denona said that she did not know that she didn't realize that it belonged to another brand. Nor says that's BS, that she did know. Other people are saying that it's only a Google search away to see that Skin Glass exists, and that there's no way Natasha Denona couldn't have known, and then just kind of went with it anyway, hoping that she could just use it as secondary branding. I think I'm kind of going in a non-linear way, but essentially Natasha Denona said that they are not going to do advertising for the product as Skin Glass. They're going to advertise it as Hygen. And I was saying in What's Up in Makeup today that I feel like it would be the kind thing to do to change the branding on the future bottles of Hygen whenever she runs out of that packaging, to change it to glass skin instead of Skin Glass, just out of respect for Noor's brand. And then that way, she's not out, anything as far, once she runs out of things is what I'm saying. So she's not wasting packaging and all of that. And it doesn't just get thrown in the trash. That's kind of the way that I think I would go as a brand. But I don't know if Natasha Denona really owes that to her. Trademark law is really weird, in that in the United States, you don't necessarily need to trademark something in order for it to be yours. You just have to be first to use it in commerce and be able to prove that. I learned all of that through the Selena Gomez Rare Beauty lawsuit and Rare Beauty versus Rare Beauty Cosmetics. I learned a lot about that through that, in that if you are the first to use it in commerce, technically it's yours. And what you have as a trademark, that really is just a legal backing. That is just an extra piece that'll back you up if there is a dispute about the name. But if you're first to use it in commerce, technically it's yours. And if you can prove it, that you've sold products with that name. The thing is the big thing that surrounds trademark is, will there be brand confusion? Because they aren't exactly the same name. One is called Hygen Skin Glass, and the other is called North Face Skin Glass. They are technically different names. If it was Skin Glass Hygen and Skin Glass North Face, then maybe, but I don't know. I digress. they're also not sold in the same location. So the question for the trademark office would be, is there going to be brand confusion? Is the packaging similar? Are they going to be on shelves near each other where people won't know uh, that they're different companies? Will people accidentally buy the Natasha Denona product when they meant to buy the Nor face product? I personally don't think that there will be brand confusion. The packaging looks completely different. They are sold in different places, but they are hitting the same market of people. But I don't think there's enough similarity in order for there to be brand confusion. That's just my opinion, but I would love to know your opinion now that I've talked so stinking much about this. Scrolling down quite a bit. Angela says, Jen, I agree with your opinion on this topic in the news this morning. Well said, no leg to stand on. And it is really sad. It is really sad for Noor in that, I can see why that would feel so violating, but like my company is called Mad Marshmallows. Like marshmallow is a very common thing. I can't copyright the word marshmallows. I actually have a trademark in right now for Mad Marshmallows that's still in the process. It's still in the works. But I can only copyright my image or trademark, not copyright. I can only trademark my image and the full name Mad Marshmallows. I can't do marshmallows. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if skin glass is like that, where it's so common that it's something that you can't trademark. So like Farsali has like a glass something or another. Makeup Revolution has a glass skin thing. I mean, there's so many companies that have like some kind of glass skin, but the Noor's is specifically skin glass, and Natasha Denona's is skin glass. So the question is, if you were Natasha Denona, what would you do? Would you change your branding? Oh, my family is home. Kimberly says it's kind of like Pat McGrath claiming divine is exclusively her word. Divine, I feel like that's just so ridiculous to me because it's just such a common word. Yeah, and I think Siri has a point too. How hard is it to task someone to do a Google search before settling on a product name? Yeah, and I think because HiGen was the primary name, that's what they trademarked. In What's Up in Makeup today, I do have Natasha's trademarks linked for you, so you can peruse them if you like. So yeah, they didn't trademark. Maybe they're not. I mean, this is just maybe. I have zero evidence of this. Maybe they did know. It's possible. One option possible is that Natasha Denona's team did know. But because it wasn't trademarked and because it is North Face skin glass and there's this HiGen skin glass, they talked to their lawyers and was like, she's not going to, even if they do say something, it's not going to stick. So let's just go with it. But Natasha Denona's her Instagram story seemed extremely genuine, that she was like, I would never steal from somebody. Like, it really did seem genuine. Either she's a very good actress or she is 100% telling the truth, because she really looked like she was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we messed this up. So I don't know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I would love to have been a fly on the wall through that whole thing to know what really happened. Tracy says, hasn't the term skin glass been used on many different products for years? I think that it's glass skin that's been used. When I Google searched glass skin, the first articles and things that I saw talking about it was from 2017, specifically to K-Beauty. Every article about glass skin goes directly to that it's credited to K-Beauty. And I think that it would have been easy for Natasha Denona to say, to put glass skin on it and then say, inspired by K-Beauty, blah, 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 Maja says, wasn't Nick's first with the glass skin branding? I'm not sure. Excuse me. I'm not sure. Yeah, exact. K-Beauty brand Peach and Lily uses glass skin on products. Yes, absolutely. The Gooden family says branding and trademark common names is a bit out of hand. Christina says, Sol de Janeiro has a skin glass product too. I feel like the term is pretty widely used and not specific enough to be a case of copying. Yeah. And I think that Noor's point is that it's so big on her branding. It's like, that's the big name that's on everything. And that's why she was so upset. And like we talked about in like we talked about in What's Up in Makeup. Wait, I read a comment and then I lost my train of thought. What we talked about in What's Up in Makeup was that Noor had posted that this is elevating her brand, that this is bringing so much attention to her brand, and she's obviously, I guess, getting a lot of sales because of this. And she won't be the first person to have gotten sales due to a controversy like this. And there's that side too, is did she make a big deal out of it in order to get publicity for her brand? And she's really not that upset. I would imagine she is genuinely upset. I know I would be upset if I were her. I would totally be upset. If somebody did Mattis marshmallows, I would be upset. You know what I mean? Like, but mistakes do happen. Mistakes do happen. Jenny says, I can understand North Face's complaint. Agree Natasha's team should have done the research. I'm still thinking Goop and Supergoop are the same brand. LOL. Did Goop create a sunscreen? I do the same thing sometimes with Goop and Supergoop. I don't know, like, which came first, the chicken or the egg on that one, as far as Goop or Supergoop. As far as creating products, I think Supergoop created products first. A Goop might have been, I could be totally wrong here. I think that's what I should say. I knew of Goop first from the website, but not necessarily like products. And I knew of Supergoop sunscreen before I knew of Goop products. So I don't know, but that's a really good point. There are a lot of brands that have similar names, quite a few. And that's one of them. Ashley says, I started a new business and the struggle to find a name with socials available was the hardest part about it. Oh my gosh, I went through the same thing. Well, originally Mad Marshmallows was supposed to be Mad Love Marshmallows, but my son vetoed it. He's like, no. He's like, you can't call it Mad Love Marshmallows. You have to just call it Mad Marshmallows. And I was like, okay, kid. All right. All right. And he's like, it's got a ring to it. And then I saw the domain was available. I was like, all right, we're in good shape. I did all the Google searching. Did not find anything similar and was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. But it is really hard. And all the socials were already taken by just random people, like people that haven't posted in like 10 years. It's very frustrating because it's like, I want to just find them and just be like, dude, can I just have your social? You're not using it. I'll give you $50. Let me have Mad Marshmallows on Instagram, please. But the website was available, and that was my first clue that Mad Marshmallows was going to be fine. But I did Google search. I Google searched and Google searched and Google searched, couldn't find anything. Which I think that Natasha Denona should have done as well. I mean, maybe her team did it and talked to the lawyers and never brought it up to her. That's a possibility, right? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, all my socials are all like MADD.marshmallow. I mean, it's like, I couldn't get anything. I wish there was a flush that companies would do. Like, if you haven't used your account in 10 years, you send out an email to that person, the email they signed up on, and be like, hey, you haven't logged into your account in 10 years. Like, if you don't log in the next, 2 months, then we're going to just make your account up for grabs. That would be nice. Because there's so many good names that are taken. Can you imagine there's like somebody on Twitter that their name is just Jennifer? Somebody named Stacy on Instagram that's just Stacy. Stacy says, when I Googled Skin Glass, other brands came up with Skin Glass in their product titles too. See, now I feel like I need to do that because I did not do my due diligence and actually Google Skin Glass. Skin Glass. Let me see what pops up. I wish I could show you my screen right now, but my software that I use doesn't come up. So when I type in Skin Glass, the shopping things come up with Amazon, Beauty Bio Glass and Gloss, Glass Skin Equalizing by PK24, BYNACHT Hypercharge something. It's $224 over at Skin Store. Oh my gosh. Truly Glass Skin Facial, $28. But the first website I see is North Face. That's the first website that comes up. And then the people ask, what is Skin Glass? And then it comes up with Healthline. The answer comes up with Healthline as the source. And then it says, what does skin like glass mean? How do you get Korean glass skin? And then there's a Derm store link. What is glass skin? Healthline, how to get glass skin. Amazon glass skin. And then there's stores that come up. Ulta. Bray windshield skin. I don't know what that is. Pandora Skin Studio. And then there's just a bunch of articles. So the only product, she's right, the only product that comes up, the only shopping website that comes up when you type in skin glass, at least for me, is Noor. But the shopping links, the ads, the shopping links that come up, her stuff does not come up. It's all different things. Have you all heard of this brand from Skin Store? Bynacht, B-Y-N-A-C-H-T, $224 for a glass skin serum. Holy crud. My gosh. Anyway, I'm going back to the live stream. I'm getting distracted. I am like, oh, I'm getting so distracted. That's what happens to me is I get distracted and then I hyper focus on things that just, there's no reason for me to be over there anymore. I found the answer at the end. Move on, Mia, move on. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, windshield. Roya says, I wish there would be some kind of rule on social media not to take over her name unless you have a business. Like you mentioned, there's so many people that just take names and there's nothing posted. Yeah, totally. Rose says, furious marshmallows. Mad marshmallows. I should, oh, no, I'm not going to say that because somebody else will do it. I got to stop. I was just thinking about something else that I need to do, but I'm not going to say it out loud. It's really not that important. Shut up, Jen. Indignant marshmallows. Doesn't quite have the same ring. Angry marshmallows. They're not angry, they're mad. The whole thing is mad marshmallows is like celebrating your mad, celebrating your weirdness, your kookiness, your out of the box, your odd side. You know, the Mad Hatter is mad, but in the best way, you know, in you know, embracing your weird. That's what Mad Marshmallow is, the heart behind it, is just being weird for the fun of it, because weird is good. Normal is boring. Yeah, J.K. Schnick says, in creating a new brand, you have to do so much research. Does someone else have something similar? Does it mean something negative in another language, etc.? Yes. Oh my gosh, 100%. And I actually thought about with Mad Marshmallows that people would go with like the stigma against from a mental health stigma. So I've tried really hard to talk about how it's all about embracing what makes you, maybe someone would look at you and be like, you're mad, like you're crazy. But in the best way possible, that our weird is what makes us amazing, because the uniqueness of the marshmallows is what makes them amazing, that they're so different. So thankfully, no one so far has taken the word mad as like a hit on mental health. But that is something that I considered before I started the brand. But I figured if I promoted that strong branding of celebrating the weird inside of you, that I hoped that people would take it the right way. Elizabeth says, if Noor was making something good of it, no issue, but she's flipping out all over Insta, accusing Natasha Denona of making a fake apologies and so on. Yeah, she's definitely really upset and really you know, really expressing herself a lot about her disappointment in Natasha Denona. And I feel like at this point, there's really nothing. I mean, when apologizing on the internet is extremely tricky. It's very tricky because if you admit that you're wrong, we talked about this in a previous week, admitting that you're wrong on the internet is a double-edged sword, because people want you to apologize. They want you to admit that you're wrong. But then when you do, you're seen as weak, or you're seen as weak, really. You're seen as backing down, of being a people pleaser, of, you know, just doing things because of backlash. You know, when you apologize, a lot of bad things happen. But if you don't apologize, a lot of bad things happen. So there's really no win for Natasha Denona in this situation. There's no there's no way that she can do any better than I think what she's already done is just been like, hey, like I feel like the proper apology format that has been publicly put out is that you say what happened, you apologize for anything that you've done, and then you say, these are the steps that I'm going to do to correct it so that this doesn't happen again. That's kind of the formula that's been ingrained into the internet at this point. And I feel like Natasha has pretty much done that, where she didn't specifically say the steps that she's going to take in order to make sure it doesn't happen again. But she did say that there will be steps to make sure this doesn't happen again, and that she's not going to promote under skin glass because she doesn't. Because the other thing too is if Natasha Denona promotes under skin glass, if she uses that branding, then her stuff is going to bury Noor's stuff because it's going to get more likes, it's going to get more hashtags, it's going to get more searches. So I think that that's also a concern for Noor in that the more Natasha uses skin glass, the more Noor is going to get buried. And that's not right, in my opinion. I feel like that's messed up. So I think that it's really kind of Natasha to say that she's not going to use that branding so that it doesn't bury Noor and her socials. So I don't know. I feel like Natasha's done everything that she can do under the circumstances. Was it irresponsible and inconsiderate? Yeah. But I feel like at this point, we can only move forward. We can't go back. Oh my gosh, were we out of time? Oh. Ashley says, moral of the story, no matter what you say or do, everyone can be made happy. And sometimes that's just can't be made happy. And that's sometimes just how it is. Yeah. 100%. 100%. I love that. Is that a way to end the chat? Probably. Probably. It's probably the best way to end it. Thank you for being here in live chat. I hope you enjoyed the topics today. If you're watching this on the replay, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. I do know that the one about Hawaii is probably going to get pretty heated. So I would ask that you try not to, don't be cruel. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and everyone, there's consequence for opinion, all of that stuff, but try not to be cruel. Civil conversations about things is I think the way to go. If I see people being cruel, I'll have to moderate the comments. I try not to do that because I think that people, have a right to say their feelings. But if there's cruelty, then I might have to moderate, and I really don't want to do that. So just be kind. And yeah, thank you for being here. And mad love to you. And I will see you in live chat next week. Next week is, what's next week? So let me tell you what time chat's going to be next week. Next week is the 29th. So I have a market, Maple Lawn Farmers Market, on the 28th. So I will be here for chat on the 29th at 10 a.m. Almost forgot to say the time. 10 a.m. Eastern time next week. On June 5th will be our next chat at 5 p.m. Eastern. So thank you for being here. Have a great week. And I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye.